Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Tonight, the WPA is pleased to present Federal Theatre Project number 5822, a stage concert of Mr. Hooray For and Mr. Harold Arlen's recent Broadway hit, Hooray For What? Unfortunately, Mr. Arlen and Mr. Harbour will be unable to join us tonight, as they've been called to Hollywood to work on a new MGM musical motion picture. Without further ado, I will set the scene for you. Hooray For What begins in the heartland of the United States, but will take us all the way to Geneva, Switzerland. As the play opens, we are in the small Midwestern town of Springville, Indiana, where the local Springlets are just enjoying a hearty 4th of July celebration.
Hooray! And that's why we gathered to celebrate this glorious 4th of July. Hooray! Last November, you elected me mayor of Springville, Indiana, and I'm here today to tell you that everything's on the upswing. The birth rate. Hooray! The death rate. Hooray! Tax rate. Hooray! The electric light rate. Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
Hooray for what?
We don't know what, it's just hooray! There's no better way to enjoy such a beautiful day than to get up and get out in the open and shout hooray!
Rock your chest, rock your hands.
Another strike, another war can come from that. If you can yell out loud in a crowd, you're a great patriot. Come along, shout hooray for what? For it's always fair weather when good fellows get together. And a rock, 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 and a yay, 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 and the marshals run along. The best reforms, the finest laws, emanate from a common cause. But if you've got no common cause,
Let's run and shout and move your toes.
from this will come a common cause. Where on earth would Hitler be today? How would Mussolini rule and sway? What would happen to the France or the mighty USA if it weren't for the fellow who believes in lux and jello and would give his life to bellow? Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! 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 Hooray for what? We don't know what. It's just hooray! If you can yell out loud in the crowd, you're a great patriot. Come along, come along, shout hooray! Shout hooray! For what? For the real treat of the day, our own town librarian, Mrs. Euphony Fume, will give you a patriotic recitation.
Hats off! Along the street there comes a blare of bugles, a rustle of drums, a flash of color beneath the sky. Hats off! The flag is passing by.
Hey, look what's coming out of Chuckles' house. That's what's making us all sneeze.
I should have known it was that loony Chuckles. Ruins my patriotic recitation and humiliates me. Mayor! I demand you do something about this.
Now I'll tell you why I called this patriotic meeting right here in front of this house. For the last 3 months, this town has been pestered by this fellow Chuckles, turning loose poisonous gases. It's time we do something about him. Our forefathers fought and died to give us liberty.
But what's the use of having liberty if you don't use it against somebody? We're sneezing, and somebody needs to be held accountable.
Let's use our liberty against Chuckles. Make him pay.
Bill, you and Jim go in there and tell Chuckles that he's not out of town in 10 minutes. We're going to ride him out on a rail.
He's always an odd bird anyway. Good, Rick! You can't do this to Chuckles. He has as much right to live here as any of us.
Now, just a minute, Miss Lewis.
I know all of you. You're good people.
Yes!
You wouldn't try to run someone out of town just because he was a little odd.
Yeah!
I'm not a communist any more than you are, Mrs.
Bolshevik.
That's for Chuckles. He's a kind, sweet man. What right have you got to run him out of town?
What? He's a scatterbrained nincompoop.
He's a communist nincompoop. He's a kind nincompoop.
More than I can say for any of you here today.
Well, what in tarnation is he up to anyway?
Well, for one thing, he's trying to make a gas that will keep the worms from eating his apples.
Last week he turned loose the gas, had the whole town asleep for 2 days.
It was an accident. No one knew the difference anyway.
His crazy gases had us all climbing trees and things. And the next day we all turned purple.
I hate purple.
It's better than red.
Lord spare me from a bunch of Hoosier halfwits on the 4th of July.
Let's get Chuckles and Tar and Feather here.
No!
Captain, look who's back in town. It's Greasy. Greasy,
Hello there. Hello, Annabelle. Gee, I didn't think anyone in Sprinkle would remember me.
Oh, well, you're famous here, boy. Welcome back. Welcome back, Greasy. You're just in time for the tar and feathers. I mean, the fireworks.
You may have forgotten, Greasy, that things get a little head up here in the Midwest on the 4th of July.
Oh, I remember. Why do you think I left? Listen, folks, I'm really not famous, but I do happen to be working for a famous man, Henry H. Harriman, the munitions king.
Hooray!
Greasy, you're working for Mr. Harriman? But that man is a...
The biggest munitions maker in the world. Great, isn't it? That's why I'm here. We heard all about Chuckles and the gases he invented. Tell me, are any of them dangerous?
They're all dangerous.
And smelly too. Reeks the rotten eggs around here all the time.
I mean something you might use in a war.
But he's got one gas he says is so deadly that with one tank of it, he could destroy a whole army.
That's all I wanted to know.
Well, fellow citizens, that just proves that we were right. Greasy, we're going to give you a fine homecoming celebration. We're going to tar and feather Chuckles!
You're not going to tar and feather Chuckles. I won't let you.
You can't come back here and ruin our 4th of July.
Hurry up.
Wait a minute, folks. I'd like you to meet Mr. Henry H. Harriman. Mr. Harriman and I are going to build a factory here to manufacture Chuckles gases. We're going to put every man, woman, and child in Sprinkle to work.
We got rid of Chuckles, all right.
What do you mean?
He's gone. Packed up everything he had and ran like a rabbit. You should have seen him kiting down that road. He'll never come back here again.
No, wait a minute. You mean you chased Chuckles out of town? Sure. Well, what the hell to do that for? Get him back here.
Yes, we must get him back, that poor dear McDuck.
Search the highways. Find him and bring him back.
Okay. Look, Bill and Jim, you take the south road. You get him back. Jackie, you and me will take the east. We'll meet up at the crossroads. We'll show Chuckles this town knows how to treat a hero.
Did I miss something?
Hooray! Hooray! Hooray for what? We don't know what. It's just hooray! There's no better way to enjoy such a beautiful day than to get out and yell and shout hooray! Throw up your chest, throw up your hat. Another strike, another war to come from that. If you can yell out loud and cry, you're a great patriot. Come along, shout hooray for what?
Sprinkle, a war munition center. I hope you know what you're doing, Greasy.
Oh, take a chance on it now. Gracie Cunningham's on the way up. And I'm taking you with me.
I don't know whether to be thrilled or frightened.
It's progress, Annabelle. You can't fight progress. Never mind. Let me hear it. Hooray!
Hooray!
Hooray for what?
I don't know what.
Just cry hooray! For there's no better way to enjoy such a beautiful day. Come along, shout.
Hooray! For what?
smell this gas and the pain in your heart goes away, but your teeth turn black. Then you smell the gas again and your teeth turn white, but your hair falls out. Then you smell the same gas a third time and it restores your hair, but the pain in your heart comes back and you have to start all over.
Where did you learn about gases anyway?
Oh, I'm taking a correspondence course in chemistry. Oh, it's wonderful. First, they send you a lot of acids and a letter telling you how to put them all together. Then, if the school hasn't heard from you in some time, they send your folks a letter telling them how to put you together.
Those gases you have do some terrible things. Yesterday, they had every cow in the county lying on its back.
Well, I thought that was a good idea. I thought if the cows were on their backs all night long, in the morning we'd have cream on the top.
About this experimenting, you'll kill somebody.
Oh, I don't experiment on people. I only experiment on words.
Here he is.
Chuckles, wait a minute. You can't do anything to me. I know the law. I'll get a writ of habeas corpus. I'll get a writ of certiorari facti. I'll get a writ of mandamus. And then I'll get a writ of you.
But Chuckles, we want you back. You're the town hero.
Only a few minutes ago you wanted to run me out of town, and now you want me back? You fellows certainly are contrary.
Thank God you found him! Hello, Chuckles.
Breezy Cunningham, what are you doing here?
Chuckles, I'd like you to meet Mr. Henry H. Harriman.
Oh, he's a fine, upright-looking fellow. Rayon.
Mr. Harriman and I are going to build a factory to manufacture gases. How would you like to have the finest laboratory in the world?
Well, that would be nice, I suppose. The finest, huh?
You're going to be famous. You'll be a national byword, Chuckles. You'll be on the lips of everyone.
I'll be on the lips of everyone? I'll take that.
Where are you going?
I'm going to start with Myrna Loy.
Can you imagine, kids, what's going to happen when we get this factory built? Wait till you see those cars rolling along the highways to Sprinkle. Everything from limousines to trailers. And when those hitchhikers get started, boy, there'll be a forest of thumbs, all pointing this way. Hi there, neighbor, going my way, east or west on the Lincoln Highway. Hi there, Yankee, give up with a great big thank you, you're in God's country. Where grass is greener, timber taller, mountains bigger and trouble smaller. Hi there, chappie, look over the sea, be happy, you're in God's country. 100 million roofs are scanty wrong, so give a hand, give a hand, give a cheer for the land.
Where smiles are brighter.
Freedom greater. Every man is his own dictator. Hi there, Yankee, give up for the great big thank you, you're in God's country. We've got no Mussolini, we've got no Mosley.
But we've got Popeye and Gypsy Rose Lee.
Hi there, Yankee.
I'm sorry, Ambassador. Harriman Munitions does business on a cash basis. Well, thank you, Ambassador.
You sent for us, Breezy.
Yes. I'll tell you why I called you department heads together. I've got some important news. There's going to be another peace conference.
A peace conference?
Yes. And that means that this year is going to be the best year this munitions business has ever had. How do both of you like a trip to Geneva?
Geneva!
I've sold Mr. Harriman on this great idea. When they hold the peace conference at Geneva, all the munitions companies of the world are going to get together across the street and open up the world's munitions exposition. I've got this great stunt to call attention to the Harriman products. We're going to rent one of the mountains across the lake from Geneva and spell out peace in liquid fire.
Breezy, that's sensational.
Sensational? Boy, I expect Mr. Harriman to get the Nobel Prize for that. Now, the Harriman exhibit must be the last word, so get to work on it.
Breezy, I'm worried. Germany has ordered $1 million worth of sneezing gas.
Annabelle, things are going too well to worry about German sinuses. Have you talked to Chuckles about that gas again?
Yes.
And?
He says he won't give that formula to anyone. And I don't think he should either. It's too dangerous.
Do you remember what I told you, Annabelle, and Chuckles, when we first started this? That this great firm is just trying to make war more humane.
Breezy, that's ridiculous. There's nothing humane about war, period.
You don't get the point. That gas could do away with the wounded entirely. That gas, we could skip the fighting altogether. One whiff of Chuckles gas and the enemy is vanquished.
You mean the enemy's dead?
Dead, vanquished. Don't get hung up on vocabulary. Chuckles gas will get everything accomplished in record time. There'll be no more long drawn-out suffering in trenches or where everyone suffers during war, and now that isn't humane, I don't know what is. And besides, according to Chuckles, it even smells pretty.
Oh, so the air that you're gasping for as you die is perfumed. I guess that is humane.
I would never tell you have a definite cynical streak.
Only about war.
Well, then how's about we change the subject? Do you realize we've been alone 2 minutes and you haven't kissed me yet?
Darling, we can't be making love on company time. Here in the office, you're a businessman, and I'm a businesswoman.
So, let's conduct a little transaction.
All right. Oh, that kiss just cost Mr. Harriman $142.55.
Let's make it an even 150. You know, if it hadn't been for your letter about Chuckles, I would have never come back here. I've forgotten all about this place and everybody in it. Almost everybody.
Crazy. Do you remember the night before you left town? Or when you took me home from after the dance? And we stood and we talked until after 11 o'clock. Do you remember all those things that you said?
I most certainly do. Jog my memory a little.
You said you were going out into the world to make a big name for yourself.
Yes, I remember. And I did.
And you asked me to wait for you.
And you said you would. And that brings us back to business.
Oh, business? Oh, you've been watching too many movies, Breezy.
What do you mean?
In the movies, businessmen never attend to business. They're always too busy making love.
I know. That's why I'm crazy about the movies. Romance is always first on everyone's mind. And they usually make love with a song. Of course, that has nothing to do with real life. According to blueprint, I'm not that true prince, crashing through movies, sweeping through books.
According to Goldwyn, I'm not that standing for Joan Crawford or Dietrich, yet it's you I adore.
Strange as it seems, I've gone romantic on you. Wrapped in
I've gone romantic on you.
Strange as it seems, I've gone romantic on you. Wrapped in dreams, that's how I'll live my day through. I want to touch moonlight, carve signs on your door. I wanna find rainbows in the vibrant place next door. You came along and filled my arms full of June. Turned my blues into a silly cartoon. I'm thinking of castles and rainbows for two.
My plans are gigantic since I've gone romantic on you. I'll buy you chinchillas,
And bracelets and villas,
valets and flunkies,
luggage and trunk keys.
rubies and orchids.
I'll settle for more kids.
My plans are gigantic, 'cause I've gone romantic.
On you.
Good morning, Mr. Harriman. I was just giving Miss Lewis a little, pep talk.
Tell Chuckles I want to see him.
Chuckles isn't here yet, Mr. Harriman.
Here we build this big factory, give him his own laboratory, he does all his work in his orchard.
Say, Breezy, the Ritz Hotel called. There's some trouble down there about reservations for a woman named Stephanie.
Now, Annabelle, you run along. I can't tell you how thrilled Mr. Harriman and I both are with the way you're running your department.
But Breezy,
Keep up the good work. Don't you know better than to mention the name Stephanie Stepanovich in front of Annabelle? In front of anyone!
Now, you just keep your smart mouth to yourself, Breezy. Who was Stephanie Stefanovich anyway?
Stephanie Stepanovich is a spy. She's the greatest spy in the world.
She's here to do what Breezy and Annabelle couldn't do, get that death gas formula out of Chuckles. It would be disastrous to our whole plan if she was recognized.
And how am I supposed to know a top secret plan like that if no one tells me?
Hello, Mr. Harriman. This is you. Breezy. I think I've invented a new gas.
What is it?
It's not gas.
I thought you said it was gas.
It is gas. When I say it's not gas, I don't mean it's not gas. I mean it is gas, but it's not gas.
Good Lord, he's talking in tongues.
Listen, it ties things into knots. So I call it not gas.
Oh, yes.
I knew what you meant.
How quickly will it work?
Well, with worms, I get about 35 knots an hour.
And human beings?
Oh, I haven't tried it on a human being. We'll have to find one. Here we are. Mr. Harriman's a human.
Now, we have to stop that. Get away from me.
It's working! I think you've got something there.
Don't you look surprised?
He's just seeing a side of himself he's never seen before.
This is brilliant, Chuckles. There's millions in it. If it'll do that to the boss, just think what it'll do to an army.
Breezy's right, boss. This gas will change all military tactics. Remember what Napoleon said? An army travels on its stomach? Well, this will certainly change all that.
You better there and tie him.
I haven't invented anything for that yet.
Well, you better hurry. That Stefanovich woman's going to be here any minute.
I thought you said she was down at the hotel.
The hotel said they were sitting here up here. That's what I was trying to tell you.
There are some people outside to see Mr. Harriman.
Oh, Mr. Harriman's in no shape to see anyone.
Chuckles, you help Mr. Harriman into the laboratory. Mrs. Fume, handle him with care. We don't want to break anything.
How do you do? Are you Mr. Harriman?
No, I'm Mr. Cunningham, Mr. Harriman's general manager.
I'm Benjamin Benedict. I'm the press agent for Stephanie Stefanovich.
A press agent for a spy.
Oh, Benjamin, we are here at last. Is this the office of the great Mr. Harriman?
This is Mr. Harriman's general manager, Mr. Cunningham.
Mr. Cunningham, it's such great pleasure. All my life I wanted to come to America, and here I am.
Miss Stefanovich, are these young ladies spies as well?
Oh no, they are studying to be spies. At present they are what we call spy interns. They haven't earned their trench coats yet.
We rather expected you to come alone.
Oh, don't worry. These young ladies are the top of their class. They are very good interns.
Well, I suppose one good intern deserves another.
Go back to the hotel and practice deep knee spying. And no unchaperoned infiltrations. You have to watch them like a hawk. Now, where is the man I am to spy on? I must have my picture taken with him.
Your picture?
For the papers.
Miss Stefanovich, we expected your spying to be done in private.
In private? Don't be ridiculous. I did not become the most famous spy in the world in private. Vinci, my press book. There. Here, I show you. Now, I see Russia. Send me to spy on Turkey. All right, I spy. Here I am with Kemal Atatürk in bed.
In bed? Not a Turk.
Germany, send me to spy on England. All right, I spy. Here I am with ex-Prime Minister Baldwin in bed.
There are three of you there. Who's the other one?
That is Mrs. Baldwin, such a nosy woman. Always in our hair. Now, this is the press treatment I am used to in Europe. America, it must be the same.
Miss Stefanovich, I think we better go into conference. Gregory, why don't you show Mr. Benedict around the factory?
Thank you very much.
Now, Miss Stefanovich, I'll tell you what we sent you to do.
Don't bother to tell me anything. I will not be used to this kind of treatment. Tomorrow I return to Europe.
Wait a minute. Where are you from? I don't quite place that accent.
I am an international spy. My accent is international.
It doesn't sound international to me.
Oh, and what would you call it?
I call it lousy.
Well, that's a hell of a lousy thing to... Well, I got by with that accent abroad. In fact, I got by with it here until I ran into you.
It sounded like something I used to hear on the wrong side of the railroad tracks.
I was born on the wrong side of the railroad track.
You were where?
Wapakoneta, Ohio.
Wapakoneta? Say, how does a small-town girl get to be a spy?
Well, when I left Wapakoneta, I went to work for a Hollywood columnist. One thing led to another. After all, spying is spying. Now I ferret out government secrets instead of movie star bedroom habits.
Guess I can see the connection. Now, let's get down to business. Are you going to stick around and do the job for us?
Well, I think I might. If you wanted me to, I think I might do anything you wanted.
Turn off that heat. This is an ammunition factory.
Sorry, just had a momentary feeling, an old tingle.
Miss Stefanovich, you can play your cards better than that.
Oh, I play my cards very well. That's why I'm so unlucky in love. I was just chasing a rainbow for a minute.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'm lucky in love. But I think you and I are just going to be great friends.
Great friends. I'll settle for that. I'd like to try friendship for a change. I'm all scarred up for love. My fingers are so burned from carrying that torch. See this one?
Let
Not right now, he's all tied up. You know, now that we understand each other, I think we're gonna get along swell.
Yes, you've made everything perfectly clear.
Where there is no fire, there is no torch.
No fire, no torch. I like that. I carry that damn flame around too much as it is. Every time I wished on a star, it tumbled down and hit me. Every time I chased a rainbow, it turned around and bit me. Love is the very honest oddity. Love is a very strange commodity. Oh, listen to its call and hearken. To me, it's a drug on the market. I'm through with morning in the morning, mooning in the evening. I'm through with long, long nights of heartbreak, waiting for daybreak. I'm through with love, the thrill and the spell of it, the lure, cure, hail and farewell of it. It's I now who say goodbye now. With love I'm through. I've been a laugh, clown laugh, the morning after every romance. I've been an April fool, a fool for April's illusions. Each time I found love high on a daisy quilt, my magic carpet turned to a crazy quilt. If this is all love can do, then with morning in the morning and noon in the evening, I'm through. She's through with morning in the morning, nooning in the evening. She's through with long, long nights of heartbreak, waiting for daybreak. She's through with love, the thrill and the spell of its allure, cure, hail and farewell of it. It's I now who say goodbye now. With love she's through. I've been a laugh, clown laugh, the morning after every romance. I've been an April fool, a fool for April's illusions. Each time I found love high on a crazy quilt, my magic carpet turned to a crazy quilt. If this is all love can do, then with morning in the morning and mooning in the evening, I'm
Please move to Chuckles' laboratory now.
Oh, Chuckles, I've got big news. We're all going to Geneva, Switzerland. There's going to be a peace conference.
A peace conference? What a unique concept these days.
Remember that new dance you told me about?
Oh, my brotherly love
Yes,
dance.
that's it.
this. Although I've heard something similar happens at the Ritz Hotel bar on a Saturday night.
Can we interrupt, folks? Chuckles, this is Stephanie Stefanovich.
You're so tight.
Chuckles. Would you be good enough to show us some of your gases? Annabelle, would you wait for me in my office? I just want to get Stephanie and Chuckles set up for a nice chat, and then I have something important to discuss with you.
Well, all right. Chuckles, don't forget what we talked about.
No, I won't.
Chuckles, you have some dangerous gases to show us, yes?
No, I have a gas so dangerous it's wanted for murder. But let me show you my newest gas. This one is for the hiccups.
You mean if I take your gas, it will cure my hiccups?
No, if you had the hiccups, then he would take the gas. The gas would give him convulsions, and the sight of him would so frighten you that you'd be cured of the hiccups.
Get the death gas formula. Well, I hate to great and run, but I've got that meeting with Annabelle. Chuckles, I'll leave Stephanie here with you and trust you to entertain her with your gas.
That's funny. I never thought of my gases as being entertaining before.
Chuckles, are you married?
Oh, no, I'm not married. Oh, for heaven's sakes, what are you trying to do?
Don't you like to be hot?
It'll do.
Oh, nothing, no one must ever come between us.
Don't worry, the thin man couldn't get through here.
If anyone ever tried to take me away from you, you would kill me with one of your gases, yes? You have a gas that kills?
I have a gas that could kill everyone like that, but I would never use it on anyone.
Oh, show it to me. Tell me how you make it.
No, that gas must remain a secret. It will go to the grave with me.
But if you love me...
I guess this is what they call one of those foreign entanglements.
Entangle yourself with me, Chuckles. Does this not make your pulse beat? Your head ring?
Well, it made the phone ring. That's Hello? Oh, hello, Herb. No, I'm not busy.
Darling, I love
Just a minute, Herb. Can you hold on just a minute? I've got Herb on the phone. Say, Herb, what do you call those things you used to fasten other things on the bottom?
Stop it and hold me tight. Hold me tight.
Hold on again, Herb. Oh, this will just take a minute. Maybe you could read a magazine or something till I'm done. Yes, sir? No, I'm not talking about brads. No, not rivets either.
Darling, Chuckles, I must have your hot love. I need your hot love.
How about some hot Ovaltine? There's some in the cupboard over there. No, I was just talking to someone about my hot love. Well, I see. All right, I'll give it some thought. Okay, goodbye, Herb. That's funny. He wants me to meet him at the Ritz Hotel bar on Saturday night.
Good evening, gentlemen. What news have you tonight? It is useless to ask. There's not a spy at work in Old Geneva. Local 81 is out on strike.
I say, Zingeroff, can't we talk this over?
The League knows my terms. We spies must have an 8-hour night and no more piecework. There must be new rules. No more spies must be shot. If you catch a spy, you must say, come up, wherever you are. But if the spy says Ixnay first, you can go on spy.
I have an idea. I've got a proposition for you, Zingeroff. The American munitions king arrived tonight. If you can get that death gas formula for us, we'll meet all your demands.
It may not be so easy to steal. Stepanovich is on the case. She's a clever woman. Too clever. That is why I don't want her in my union.
If you can't steal it, buy it. We'll put you the money.
It is a bargain.
Well, thank heavens that's settled.
Now we can go to the Peace Bowl.
Yes. Have you seen the Peace Bowl Gardens? I hear they're as beautiful as Eden.
Eden? Well, the last time I saw Eden, he did not look so beautiful.
This is the place I told you about.
You don't have to practice your accent on me.
One back in Geneva, I have to use my international accent. Isn't the lake lovely in the moonlight?
Yes. But what a pity to desecrate a beautiful place like Geneva with a peace conference.
I like Geneva, but I've never been so happy here before. Perhaps it is because those other times I was here, I was in love.
You see, I was right. We're getting along swell because we're just good friends.
Breezy, my friendship for you grows deeper every day.
Yes, I've noticed. Just don't let it go off the deep end. Oh, there's Breezy.
Breezy, Benji tells me you want him to take me to the Peace Ball instead of you.
Darling, Mr. Harriman wants me to be at the ball with Stephanie. She's been in touch with all the diplomats.
I'll bet she has.
It's business, sweetheart. Just business.
It sure is. You're giving me the business again.
We'll be late for the ball. We'll all go together.
No. You go ahead. Come on, Benji.
Save me the first waltz.
Okay.
Annabelle looks so unhappy. Poor girl.
Stephanie, I'm terribly in love with her, but she doesn't understand the complexities of exploiting war. You have to strike while the iron is hot.
Yes, that is what I have always found. Listen, perhaps we could go to breakfast tomorrow, and you could tell me all about sweet little Annabelle.
The ball has started, and it looks as though this is our dance.
Thank you, Benji, but I'm going back to the hotel.
Oh, no, you can't miss the peace ball.
Look, you're a sweet boy. You're just not in the mood for peace and harmony tonight.
Come on, you mustn't be unhappy when there's beautiful music and everyone's dancing happily together. This is the night for love.
Life's a dance.
Give your heart to your partner and on with the dance.
Life's a toy.
A balloon with a music box tune for a girl and a boy.
Life's a love.
That belongs to a dear and mysterious lady called love. Soon gone with, so on with the dance. Let's pretend that this music and moonlight is never to end. Let's deny that we're here in a fly-by-night world, in a fly-by-night sky. Let's not ask of romance, do our hearts stand a chance? Let the middle unravel
expect that. This is the Grand Hotel de l'Espionage.
What does he mean?
The Grand Hotel de l'Espionage caters exclusively to spies and people important enough to be spied upon. Our service includes all the conveniences for spying.
Well, I don't like it. I came home from the ball, ordered some ice water, and suddenly I felt myself being warm.
You ordered the ice water. Well, this is a great mistake. This is an American phrase. Despise used as code.
Ice water?
If there is something important enough to be spied on, in, say, room 313, the order is given. Ice water in 313.
Well, I won't have anyone spying on Miss Lewis. Something must be done about it.
It is possible I could have a room marked out of bounds. For that, I will need the permission of Herr Zingerhoff. Then yes, no.
Grace, can't you come in and talk to me for a while? I'm nervous. This is a very weird hotel.
Darling, I'll have your room marked out of bounds. You're perfectly safe. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Don't leave me alone tonight. Something might happen.
Darling, I better leave you alone tonight or something might happen.
Breezy, does this make you happy? Oh, not that. This. Oh, the spine. The tension.
You can't deny it's exciting. Being in the middle of all this international intrigue, and with the deal I've got cooking for Chuckles Gas, I'll go down in history. And I'll be rich to boot.
Is that so important? Being rich and going down into history? What about love, Breezy? Isn't that the most important thing?
And I suppose you're an expert on the subject. As a student of psychology, I can tell by the shape of your head that in fundamental matters of biology, from the neck up, you're dead.
Fame and fortune are only the bunk. When you're gone, the daisies are adorning ya. Your dough ain't worth the donut that you dunk. Take a look at history. See the facts as they appear to be. Napoleon's a pastry, Bella beware. Louis XIV is only a chair. Here's the moral, black and white. We may be sponge cake overnight.
Bismarck's a herring, it's funny somehow. Herbie Hoover's a vacuum now. Here's the moral, you make your scoop and wind up tomato soup.
Every big tycoon goes the same way soon.
Julius Caesar's a bust on a shelf.
Delegate, wise to yourself. Here's the moral is clear. After love is no more.
So what in the world are we waiting for?
Buries a lipstick, I'm warning you, dear.
Being Estemivo is just a brassiere.
Here's the moral, it's all a toss.
Tomorrow we may be applesauce.
Look at your heroes, but are they rare?
Columbus a circle and Pershing a square.
Here's the payoff, today we're fast.
Tomorrow we're Subway ads. Every big type goes the same way too.
Professor Elliott's a 5-foot shelf.
Sister, get wise to yourself.
Here's the moral is clear.
After love there's no more. So what in the world are we waiting
The one you keep locked. Everything in it has been ruined.
How do you know that?
I've been through it. You found the stop or loose on your bottle of hair tonic.
Look, I don't mind you spies getting into my hair, but I won't have you get into my hair tonic.
One moment, please. There are room. Ice water in room 665?
What kind of ass water?
So many fortifications. General Palescu has 10 plans for us.
Where's his wife?
Paris.
Good. I have some plans for him. And who is this charming gentleman, General?
Tomorrow's assignment. For now, get to room 665. The Stepanovich.
Zingarov.
Oh, so your hair's Zingarov. I want Miss Lewis's room marked out of bounds.
What does Herr Zingarov to do with that?
There's something you don't know, Stepanovich. While you were in America, I formed those spies into a union.
I heard of that. Local 81 boy makes good.
Stepanovich, I know what sent you to America. It was to steal from the great American chemist Chocus, his formula for the death gas. For the sake of what we once meant to each other, I will not steal the formula from you. In the name of the League of Nations, I will offer Mr. Cunningham $10 million, please.
$10 million? It's great for an American to meet someone abroad who speaks his own language.
Prissy, this man annoys me. Send him away.
Oh, that is not cause, Stepanovich. I haven't forgotten those nights at Lake Como.
I have forgotten them.
Oh, now I get it.
Breezy, please, send this man away.
So, you still hate me? We are still enemies? You will regret it. From now on, it is open warfare.
Yes, open warfare behind closed doors.
Open warfare behind a closed shop. You forget I am a union spy.
C'est la vie.
C'est la guerre.
C'est la CIO. So, that's the man on the moon at Lake Como.
Breezy, believe me, he hasn't been in my thoughts since our friendship started.
Do you really mean that?
Yes, I'm not in love with anyone. That's why I've been so happy. It's all because of you.
Because of me?
Yes, I've never been so much not in love with anyone in all my life.
And I've never felt so friendly toward a woman in my life. Weren't we wise to keep love out of this?
You can make up for all the unhappiness that Zingarov caused me.
Did he make you unhappy? Well, when I make my deal with him tomorrow for the death gas, he'll wish he'd never seen Lake Como.
Tomorrow? Breezy, I haven't got the death gas yet.
You haven't got the formula. If Zingarov knew Chuckle still had the formula, we wouldn't have a chance. For God's sake, Stephanie,
Don't worry about it, my friend. I'll get it.
What's Chuckle's room number?
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. Shoot the works.
Oh my goodness, I've forgotten the number of my room. What is the number of my room?
7-Eleven. Chuckles!
Annabelle, what are you doing here?
I was on my way to your room.
Oh, what a coincidence, so am I. It's room... Oh, darn, I've forgotten the room number again.
7-Eleven.
My, the hotel bell captain and head concierge are certainly well informed here.
That wasn't the bell captain, the head concierge. That's what I was coming to warn you about. This is a strange hotel. Very strange hotel. Chuckles. Have you got the death gas formula with you?
Oh, I always have it. I hid it in my overcoat pocket.
That's not hiding it.
Well, it is for me. I can never find mine.
Well, keep it safe. Don't trust anyone around here. You'd better get some sleep. If you can't fall asleep, try counting sheep.
Oh, I tried counting sheep once. By the time I loaded them into cars, took them to Chicago and sold them, and counted the money, it was time to get out.
Good night, Chuckles.
Well, I shouldn't have any trouble sleeping tonight as tired as I am. Oh, darn, I forgot
So, Mr. Cunningham, you got my note. Thank you for meeting me on such short notice.
Well, it's not every night one gets summoned at 2 in the morning by one of the world's most glamorous spies.
You flatter me, Mr. Cunningham.
And of course, that phone call from Herr Zingeroff was very persuasive in convincing me I should meet you. I take it you're one of the top spies in his union, Mademoiselle Delarue.
Oh, let us not be so for now. I feel like we are going to be very good friends. Really?
All right. Delilah.
It's pronounced Delilah. It's French.
Mademoiselle Delilah. I hope we are going to be good friends, but as I told Herr Zingeroff, I'm not sure what I can do. You know, we already have a deal in place with Stephanie Stefanovich.
I've heard as much. I prefer not to believe nasty rumors.
Well, it's more than a rumor, Mademoiselle. Miss Stefanovich is already on the job.
Using her same tired methods, no doubt. She's so passé. What can one expect of such an old, worn-out operative?
Miss Stefanovich doesn't seem so old to me.
You heard Winston Churchill?
Of course.
Stefanovich was his babysitter. Really, let me get right to the point. If you sign a letter of agreement with the union and allow me to take over the Shuckles case, I can guarantee you I'll be using the most up-to-date spying methods. A freelancer like Stefanovich cannot hope to compete. Aha! I thought I smelled cheap French perfume. Stefanovich, Delarue. How delightful to see you again. It's been too long.
Not long enough, I'd say.
I was just explaining to charming Mr. Cunningham here that you are a wise and experienced operative of long standing.
Long enough to know what you are up to, Sherry. I suppose Zingeroff is behind this little rat. Well, you won't get away with it. Brizzy and I are the best of friends, and I am sure he intends to honor our agreement.
She's right, Miss Delarue. Harriman sticks with its existing deal.
Yes, well, it's getting late. Time for you to hit the streets, Delilah.
It's pronounced Delilah in France.
Yes, and how do they pronounce it in the Bronx? Her accent is as phony as mine is.
Oh, listen, you! What right we got to be blowing my cover in Geneva? Geneva, of all places!
Oh, your accent's so bad, I was just saying.
Oh, listen, sister. At least my accent's specific.
I guess that's what they call an international skirmish.
The next morning, the peace conference is about to begin. But first,
Hello, Chuckle.
Oh, Stephanie, what a relief to see a familiar face. Listen, this hotel is positively screwy. These international spies must believe everything that Abraham Lincoln ever said.
What do you mean?
Last night in my room, it was a case of the peephole, by the peephole, through the peephole. Everybody but Eleanor Roosevelt was after my formula last night.
But you still have the formula.
Oh, yes, I have it right here.
Oh, Chuckles, you must kiss me. Kiss me now.
You know, you really ought to see someone about that.
Oh, the hell with it. Just show me the formula.
No one can see this but me.
Are you sure it's the dead formula?
Oh, now you've got me scared. I'll take a look and see.
Yes, let's look and see.
No, you can't see it. Turn your back. Nobody but me can see this.
All right, I'll just check my makeup in my mirror. Chuckles, are you sure that this is the dead gas formula?
Yep, That's the death gas formula, all right.
Well, goodbye, Chuckles. Nice to see you.
Wait, Stephanie. You said something a moment ago that roused a desire in me. A desire that has been laying latent all these many years. Would you still like to give me a kiss? I would love a big kiss.
Chuckles, as a scientist, I am sure that you know that your desire for a kiss is merely an increase in the hemoglobin and the red blood cells in your circulatory system.
The hell with it.
Stephanie, singer office may be a proposition I can't afford to turn down. You've got to get that formula.
I have it. It is here.
Then I can go as far as I like.
Darling, that's what I've been waiting for.
Here's singer off! We can close the deal.
Now I know what's happened. You've stolen Chuckles' death gas formula.
What if I have?
Don't you realize what you're doing? If that gas gets loose into the world, no one is safe. It could kill you. It could kill Breezy.
Breezy?
Yes. Please, don't give him the formula, Stephanie. Don't sell it to Mr. Zingeroff.
You're right, Annabelle. No one will get the formula. Breezy Tingeroff, no one will get the formula from me.
Thank you, Stephanie. Oh, you made me very happy.
Somehow this isn't the result I was aiming for.
Thank you, Herr Zingeroff. It's a pleasure doing business with you.
Je suis at the peace conference.
Darling, I'm sitting on top of the world.
Wait till you find out it's the North Pole.
The League of Nations International Peace Conference.
Just a minute, you can't come in here.
Well, I guess I'm in the wrong place. I was looking for the peace conference.
This is the peace conference.
This is the peace conference?
What right you came here anyway?
Well, I'm an American citizen.
An American? America has joined the League of Nations.
Gentlemen, might I suggest we make our American colleague here chairman?
Well, I must say that's very friendly of you. As chairman, I want to bring to the conference's attention a very serious situation. Far too many of you are occupying other countries, like England's in Palestine, Italy's in Ethiopia, Japan's in China, Russia's in Spain, Germany's in Austria. Why, that's what's wrong with Europe. Nobody's home. I also want you to know that people in my country feel they have something in common with those living in Russia, and that is free speech. We in America realize that free speech is not dead in Russia, only the speakers. So I would like to hear from the Russian delegate if he hasn't already been executed.
Comrade, fellow workers, nice
Just a moment. I'd like to ask you a question.
quiet. Comrade,
But I want to ask you.
please do not interrupt me. This is my big moment. Go.
I just want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
I just want to know, how are things in Russia?
Russia's in good shape.
And how are
Russia's in good shape.
But I just want to
Russia's in good shape.
How are the women?
Very good shape. Comrades, fellow workers.
I just wanted to ask, were you always in the diplomatic corps?
I was a worker. I worked in the opera. I was Popiko, the great Russian baritone.
What did you sing in the opera?
I sang the fourth movement on the third page of the Gorses verse.
Were you always a success?
Because Popiko is success. To be a success, one must suffer. One must suffer.
One is enough. It should be you.
Who are you?
Well, love gas.
What is brotherly love?
Well, have any of you fellows ever been to Philadelphia? Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love. My new gas will make the entire world like Philadelphia. My new gas will end all wars.
End all wars!
You wouldn't know what he's got, but it's a gas to end all wars.
It's outrageous.
Well, it will end all wars.
End all wars! That is ridiculous! Ah!
Looks like I started once. Well, nice conferring with you all, but I think I'm double parked.
Gentlemen, I can assure you that the munitions firm of Henry H. Harriman is not responsible for this.
Oh, boy.
Had I known our chief chemist, mad genius that he is, was planning to bring a brotherly love gas of all things into this peace conference. Oh, I can only apologize. It was unauthorized, unpardonable, unethical. When you see our exhibit at the munitions fair tomorrow, you will see, I'm sure, that my firm representing America is trying to make the next war the best you've ever had.
But we want the death
Yes,
gas.
we must have the death gas!
And you shall have the death gas. I've just concluded a deal with Herr Zingeroff, giving the League of Nations exclusive rights to the death gas. You own the formula!
Hooray!
This is the best peace conference we've ever had.
Now we can declare war!
Yeah, well, we're gonna fight first.
Well, we must consult our governments first, so we can find out how soon we can begin fighting.
Hooray for the House of Harriman! Hooray!
Mr. Cunningham! Oh, we can congratulate ourselves. We have made the Burg very happy. Here is your check for $10 million. For a moment, before I give you the check, you must release it for me.
Certainly. Stephanie, let Zingeroff have the formula.
I haven't.
Where is it?
It was destroyed by accident.
Destroyed?
Yes, I was burning some old love letters, and I burned the formula with them along by mistake.
You burned the formula?
She's lying to you.
Breezy,
You're double-crossing me!
Breezy, how can you hurt me so? What's happened?
What's happened? You've fallen in love with him. That's what's happened.
He's right. I have fallen in love with you.
Stephanie, how could you? I thought you were a friend of mine.
Oh, damn it, Breezy, this is terrible.
I warn you, when Stepanovich cares for a man, she can wreck his life.
You can't talk that way about Stephanie.
Breezy, are you in love with Stephanie?
No! Wait a minute. Am I? Well, if I am, we're in a hell of a mess.
Whoever said love was the greatest thing in the world? It's done nothing but make us unhappy.
Annabelle, I wouldn't hurt you for anything in the world. Oh, I've never been so miserable in my life.
Well, love makes everybody unhappy.
Your crazy American chemist wants to do something to help humanity. Let him invent gas that will rid the world of love.
Say, I think he's got something there. If only we could get rid of love.
Then we'd all be happy.
Well, then let's try. Let's start a war to end love.
Down with love. That's our battle cry.
I feel happier already. We'll give Cupid a kick in the pants.
You sons of Adam, you daughters of Eve, the time has come to take your love-lorn hearts off your sleeve. Look about you, what do you see? Love sick, love torn, love wrecked, love worn humanity. There'll be no peace on earth until this curse
gentlemen, welcome to the Harriman Munitions Pavilion at the World Peace Conference. In just a moment, the House of Harriman will be presenting the latest in exciting new armaments. But first, the Tune Twisters are here to delight you.
So bad, breeze won't breeze. One and one ain't even two, and the love you love won't love you. Skip-doo, love, buds won't bud, chicks won't chick, and nicks won't nag. Wise and wine is black when the love you love won't love back. On account there's no counting. Ever since you bowed out, all my roots won't move, and my foods won't food, and my ties won't tie, and my tears won't dry. And to make things worse, my heart is beating in reverse. Had a bit of that. Buds won't bud, breeze won't breeze, and do won't do. One ain't even two when the love you love won't come through. Skip-doo, lotto, two-way. And now, once again, your host, Mr. Breezy Cunningham.
The House of Harriman welcomes you to its spring showing. The designs we are about to display are exclusive and defy the cheap copyist and the fashion plagiarist. We are proud of this year's collection. We know that the past styles in international conflict have stressed the note of horror and placed emphasis on sanguinary shades. The House of Harriman is bringing to war an aesthetic motif of beauty and chic. Our showing combines both the cosmic urges, because there are two. Only one of them is war. And we add to this the other emotional dimension, music. Ladies and gentlemen, our theme song.
A fashion girl is like a melody, is like a dream walking within a dream. A fashion girl is like a cold wind girl, is like a warm earthy song without a theme. For solving problems that vex, there's nothing like the opposite sex. A fashion girl is like a melody, but no one knows just how or why.
Greet the hand grenade. This grenade is a chic modern echo of the 13th century. In ecclesiastical red, designed especially for use in cathedral towns, chateau country, and for personal conquest after the storming. May I call your attention to the winged silhouette that graces this torpedo? This original is called The Girl I Left Behind. And is dedicated to her with pensions. For direct bombing along classical lines, we call this design the Adieu. Note the gold fluting. Its devastating effect guaranteed in ballroom and trench. Here we revive the sentimental charm of Victorian days and our long-range shell and shell pink dress to match. This model should be very fashionable at afternoon raiding parties on non-combatants. Notice the little lace mitts to dramatize the futile gesture of surrender. This is our international Baroque in delicate shades of mustard gas. This design echoes coastal defense fortifications with breastworks. Scheduled for overwhelming success in Rome, Berlin, and diplomatic circles. now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the triumph of the House of Harriman. Night Raid, our new version of London's 1917-1918 successes. The projectile for dark romantic nights. The evening gown for after theater attacks. In bombshell blue, spangled in teardrop sequins. This is our pièce de non-resistance.
Fashion girl.
Never mind. Your sentiment comes through loud and clear.
Breezy, you know how I feel about these things. Do you realize what's been going on while the delegates were at your show? The nations have been marshaling their forces. There are tanks out on the streets.
You didn't happen to notice that they were Harriman tanks, did you?
Breezy, I'm worried.
Darling, you have to stop upsetting yourself over all this. As soon as we get everything settled with Chuckles gas, we'll be on the first ship back to America.
Don't laugh, but I think I'm actually starting to miss Sprinkle. What are you doing?
Checking for fever.
Now, what's so bad about Sprinkle, Indiana?
Oh, surely you haven't forgotten about Mrs. Fume, or Keeble Carter, or the rest of that bickering bunch. I seem to recall you were at your wits' end with the Sprinkle social set when I showed up.
All right, that's true, but Sprinkle had good points, too.
Nope, can't think of a one.
Well, I've got one. What about the old apple orchard behind Chuckle's house?
The apple orchard? Boy, that was a long time ago.
Almost 20 years. We were kids. You carved our names into one old apple tree.
Yeah, back in the days when girls used to wear 12 or 13 underskirts.
Thank goodness today one is enough. Things have changed so much since then. The whole world is different.
Yeah. The world is the same. It just has a different dress on. Underneath that shady apple tree.
Things are not just what they used to be.
You don't have to tussle or wrestle with the bustle in the shade of the new apple tree.
Though I bob my hair and show my knee.
You are still as sweet and quaint to me.
My dress may be flipper.
But there's romance in a zipper in the shade of the new apple tree.
Red shine, granddaddy's bone above and sacred flame. She blushed through her hoops, her corsets and her skirts.
But they're just the same. Hey, nutty, oh no, we haven't advanced, you see, in the shade of the new apple tree.
Once a girl was simple and sweet when she was propositioned.
But now she is simonized and platinum and waved, and her face is air conditioned.
Rita.
Shirley,
Gladys.
you got my message.
I must admit I was intrigued. You had a proposition for me.
I want you to let Zingaroff buy Chuckle's formula from you.
I haven't got it anymore.
Zingaroff thinks you do.
Oh, he does.
He says he isn't fooled by you.
Oh, he isn't.
He says he'll make sure you give it to him. He said,
And the small talk, Gladys. You're in love with him, aren't you?
passionately! How did you know?
I can read you like a cheap French novel. So you're in love with him. What do you expect me to do about it?
I want you to let him go.
I let him go years ago, Gladys.
But I know you have a rendezvous here with him.
You make it sound like a tryst. It's a business meeting. I have no more interest in Zingaroff.
None?
Nada.
Zero?
Zip.
Really? Right. Oh, well, that's a relief. Now I can return to my current assignment with a clear mind and a full heart. Thank you.
Oh, don't mention it.
What?
Well, Shirley, Gladys,
Stephanie?
Delmira,
Stepanovich?
Dianu. Speaking of the devil,
Small talk, Stefanovich.
thank God.
You did not pull me this morning. I know you still have the formula. What is your price? 30 million.
Zingaroff, you will not get the formula from me at any price.
I know why. You're afraid if you did, you would lose the love of the Cunningham. Oh, will you ever learn, Stepanovich? When you and I were friends, we were happy. In love, we were miserable. You have made the same mistake again.
I know what I have done, but what to do now? How do I win back his friendship?
To win back his friendship, you must lose his love.
Yes, but how?
Double cross him. Sell me the formula.
Yes, I believe I might do it.
Then you could sell me the formula.
Oh, I will give it to you. Here, take it.
Thank you, Stepanovich. Now we are even.
Even?
Yeah, those hotel bills in Lake Como were terrific.
You didn't complain at the time.
I loved you, then, Stepanovich, and you loved me too, when you weren't eating. I still love you, madly.
And is it as before? Jealousy?
I am jealous of nothing but your past. A women's spice there is only one training school. Who taught you? Who was this man?
I have told you 100 times before. I don't remember. Never found out.
Stepanovich, I can't be made ridiculous. I can't be jealous of the whole diplomatic corps.
It was not the whole diplomatic corps. Lincolnspiel was sick that night. I wish I could remember who it was. But that night, I made my own personal cook's tour of the entire League of Nations. It happened one night in November, that night at the embassy ball. And all I can seem to remember is the gleam and the glow of it all. Was it the glamour? No. Was it the glitter? No. In fact, I don't remember a thing. The Baron, the Prince from Afghanistan, for a long, about 3 station when I woke up in the morning in the British legation. Things haven't been right since that night at the embassy ball. I never shall forget the men of all nations that attended that glittering ball, but who, in reality, broke down my neutrality that I just cannot recall. It wasn't Captain Balboa or that ex-Prince Alexandra who suggested a triple alliance with a double entente. It wasn't Anthony Eden, that man of the hour, who showed me how the British hold the balance of power. Or might it have been that slick Prince Romanov, whose great-grandfather was a Dorchester Gunner. I remember the moonlight and dancing the two-step with a fellow named Goering who started to goose-step. Wasn't the King of Siam, or the Prince of Romania, or the Grand Duke Alexis from South Pennsylvania? Or was it that great Maharaja and his proud Maharani who drank 2 vermouths and then broke into swelling? I remember who it was now. It all comes back to me. Only the mention of his name here would cause a catastrophe. I cannot tell you his name. I dare not tell you his name. But you must know what he said to me. He said, "Darling, for you I would give up everything. Everything, including Ethiopia. Oh, Benito, you man." It started nicely that night at the embassy ball. Don't know precisely what happened, but this I recall. I started a pretty international complication when I woke up in the morning in the British legation. Things haven't been right since that night at the embassy ball.
Back at the Hotel de l'Espionage, the Wallace lived.
Reese, I thought you'd never get back. Things are in a panic here. Everyone's rushing to check out. What's happening?
The war has broken out.
Terrible, but I can't say I didn't expect it. What's the news from the front?
Well, that's the funny thing about this war. You can't tell the front from the back.
But who is fighting whom?
Nobody knows. They're just taking a shot at anyone in uniform. On today's casualty list were 400 doormen.
Breezy, Annabelle, you've heard the news.
Yes, the war has started. Any minute they could start using Chuckles gas. I'm going to see what I can find out. Stephanie, you and Annabelle wait here.
Waiting like this only makes me nervous. Look at all the crowds out in the streets.
Don't worry about it. He'll be back soon. Besides, it just started. It's not that serious yet.
Do you think we can get away?
We'll know as soon as he gets back.
Stepanovich,
What are you doing here?
we must have your help.
What do you mean? Who needs my help?
The League of Nations, the whole world, we must stop this war.
But they said you just got it started. Why do you want to stop it?
Financial troubles. Here we are with a war underway. A war that could be sensational, colossal, and what happens?
What?
America refused to put up the money.
Refused? Did they give any reason?
Domestic trouble, some new movement against the government.
New movement? Leftist?
No.
Rightist?
No, Middleist.
Very unusual. Well, it's a shame to disappoint your public, but you may have to call your war off.
We can't, it's gotten out of hand.
How?
The generals are having so much fun, they don't want to go home. Stepanovich, that crazy American chemist, he has a guess. He says we'll end war, some killer is made.
The brotherly love gas.
I think if we could get it from him and supply to the armies, there would be no one left to fight for the generals. And they don't know how.
Oh, hello.
Chuckles, they want to send
my brotherly love gas, and I have no way to recreate it until we go back home. If you excuse me, I'm going to consult my chemistry manual. If my mother calls, tell her I'm in the bomb-proof shelter out back.
Girls! It's bad news. Our only hope is to get out of Europe. We've got to make a run for it.
Where are we going?
I'm trying to get an airplane.
Well, I don't understand what's happened. Why is it so urgent?
The starting to choose the death gas tonight.
Have we any chance at all?
Damn little.
Oh, Breezy.
Oh, Annabelle.
Stephanie.
Oh, Ladislaus.
Oh, what?
Ladislaus, that's just my first name.
Ladislaus?
Is that coming from a man named Breezy?
Shelter out back. You must go get him. We can't leave him behind.
I'll go speak to him. We asked for this. We thought war was good business. We're the ones who yelled, hooray! Hooray for what? Chuckles! Where are you?
Hello, Breezy, here I am.
Chuckles, they've started to use your death gas.
I know. I've been trying to recreate the formula for the brotherly love gas, but it's no use.
We've got to get out of Europe. I'm trying to get an airplane. You wait here. I'll be back as soon as I can. And Chuckles, don't worry. Just because your gas started this war, it's not your fault. No, this one lies solely at the feet of the people who were trying to exploit the war and your gas.
You mean like you?
Well, I was hoping you'd forget that part. But believe me, I've learned my lesson. Try to get some rest and try not to let your conscience bother you.
I'll try to get some sleep. First, I'll take off my shoes. Who did that? Who did that?
Well, I guess you know who did it. I'm your conscience.
My conscience? My goodness.
Not your goodness, your badness. No. You can't get away from your conscience because wherever you go, I go. When you sit down to eat, I sit down with you.
Then why don't you pick up the check once in a while? Go ahead and get out of here and leave me alone, Buster.
Oh, not Buster. Ralph. My name is Ralph.
My conscience is named Ralph.
Look, it's an existential thing. Don't try to understand. Now listen, your conscience is never going to leave you alone because you are responsible for this entire war.
But Breezy said I wasn't.
Breezy is a war profiteer. They'll say anything. You know what the root of this whole sorry mess is, don't you? It all began when you were 6 years old and you stole a nickel from your aunt.
Oh, that's a lie. I never stole anything in my life. The dirtiest laugh I've ever heard. I remember the whole episode distinctly. I was walking through my aunt's room and I saw her pocketbook lying on the table. It was sort of a commode, and the nickel fell out of her pocketbook into my right hand.
Your right hand?
Well, it couldn't have been my left hand. I was shaking the pocketbook with my left hand.
What did you do with that nickel?
I bought an apple and gave it to the teacher.
You gave it to the teacher because it had a worm in it.
That's right.
Well, that apple started your interest in worms. Worms started your interest in gases. You invented the death gas, and the death gas started this war. So the evidence is irrefutable. You may have the deaths of thousands on your hands. Now, do you feel guilty?
I'll tell you what I feel guilty about. Not popping you one when you first walked in here. Now get out of here. Leave me alone. Get out. Get out. And Ralph is a stupid name for a conscience.
Chuckles, I've got an airplane. And we won't stop till we get to America. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
It started. There's one of your gas bombs.
There's no time to lose. We better hurry. Say, Breezy, have you ever wondered if a conscience has a name?
Oh, sure they do. Mine's called Randolph.
I wonder how I got stuck with Ralph.
All quiet on the Western Front.
Eric Maria Raymond.
Stop! There is no use training more soldiers.
You mean we won the war?
That means the war is all shot to pieces, but we know who did it because a whole group of them trying to escape. Bring in the prisoners. Where is the other prisoner?
And that's the whole story just as he told it to me. Funniest thing. Well, it's been lovely chatting with you fellows, but I think I'll just go.
Zingo, you, the head of this spies unit. Surprised to find you behind these travesty. Well, when General Lupenheim finds out, it won't be pretty.
Lupenheim! The head of German High Command. He's the biggest fisherman in all Europe. No one ever sees him, but he's extremely powerful.
Well, consider yourselves lucky. Before you die, you will get to meet the general. She's on her way here now.
She? But I thought Lupenheim was a man.
You thought wrong, Zigarov.
Gladys.
The name is Hilda. General Hilda Lupenheim.
You mean
Your French accent was phony?
you didn't know that?
Gladys Schwartz from the Bronx.
Another accent.
You did an accent on top of an accent? Oh, she's good. Very good.
Enough! Mr. Chuckles, you told us a formula that was supposed to be the death gas. And it was not the death gas. For that, you will be shot. And your little friends, too.
We didn't sell you the formula, Gladys.
Sorry, Hilda.
I stole it from him and gave it to Tinkeroff.
Oh, you couldn't have stolen it from me. I kept it safely guarded.
Oh, but you didn't know about it. When I turned my back and looked through my compact mirror, I copied it down through the mirror. I even memorized it. L2O2ON4.
Oh, that's not my death gas formula. You got it backwards.
Of course! If she copies it through the mirror, it would be backwards. So what happened? What did that gas do?
With the long rope, the soldiers laughed at their officers. They laughed at each other. They wouldn't fight.
I'll tell you why that is. If she had copied my formula right, it would have been my death gas formula. But she got it backwards. And my formula backwards is laughing gas.
Come on, Lupenheim! You can't shoot a man for making the world laugh!
But he ruined one.
There'll never be another one.
We don't need a lot of soldiers and sailors, just enough for the Army-Navy thing.
You have war on the face of the earth. You're a hero.
Oh, don't call me a hero. Don't you know what a hero is? It's a fellow who gets a piece of gold on his chest for a piece of lead in his